Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deanna and I'm your SD with the bestie. Okay, so today's video is going to be different. I decided to share my journey with Lasik eye surgery. And I'm going to talk about the reasons why I chose it and a little backstory. It's kind of funny, so I'll kind of like tell you guys at the end of my video. My surgery is scheduled for tomorrow, but I wanted to take you guys on my journey to getting LASIK done and what I had to do to prepare for it. So I wanted to tell you guys a little backstory of why I chose it first. I have been wearing glasses since forever. I never had a choice as to if I wanted to wear glasses or if I even had a chance to take care of my eyes to not or to prevent wearing glasses. I was just born with lazy eye. My surgeons and doctors just said, hey, she's got to do the correction surgery for lazy eye. So I did 2 of those in my lifetime, and then the third one, I had a 3rd surgery, which is different from my lazy eye. It was for my lashes being inverted inwards and just scratching my eyeball, which eventually can lead to blindness. So my doctor said, hey, we got to do the surgery or she's gonna go blind. So that was it. I wasn't very consistent on wearing glasses because I thought I just looked better without glasses. Now it's kind of like, I don't mind it, but I am so terrified of being so reliant on my glasses. Like, I don't want to be reliant on my glasses. Everywhere I go, I need my glasses kind of thing. So that's why I decided to take the eye surgery vision correction. So there's 2 types of vision corrections that I know of. I did my research, and the first one was the lens replacement eye surgery, and then the second one that's really well known and very popular will be the LASIK. So I ended up going with LASIK, and again, it's a funny story as to why. So I'll tell you guys at the end, but LASIK surgery, I'm going to Lasik MD. That's where they are. So they're in South Edmonton. And basically you go in for a 2-hour consultation. I didn't video that part because I was kind of nervous actually going for my consultation. Typically they call you 2 days prior to your consultation, letting you know what the rundown is, and they ask you to confirm your appointment. And basically my first time when they called me to confirm my appointment, they're like, oh, you need 2 hours. And I said, oh, it wasn't stated online, so I assume it was just a half-hour thing in and out. So I don't have 2 hours, so I had to reschedule it for like a month later. So that's totally fine. The point is that you need 2 hours to go into the consultation. So what they do in this 2 hours is they'll do the regular routine checkup of your eye, take different pictures of inside your eye, and if you wear lashes, just beware. The girls are super nice about it though, and you really have to hold your eyes open. So those of you guys who have dry eyes, hydrate your eyes before you go. Eye drops. Eye drops is your best friend. So did like probably half-hour of routine checkup, and then you wait back in the waiting room with everybody else, and maybe it's like a 10-15 minute wait, and then you go in after like the doctors check on your vision or the eye exams, the results of the eye exams that you just did, the routine checkups. They just take a look at it and see all the things, and then they take you into the room. The doctor will take you into the room and discuss the results of your examination and do a more thorough exam with you in the room, and then discuss your options, and then basically you get approved for LASIK. Most people are generalized for LASIK eye surgery because they believe that it's very beneficial for people. It's the least downtime and minimal downtime, minimal anything happening, if that makes sense. So they will most likely approve you for LASIK. So after you get approved, the doctor will kind of get the rundown as to what's going to happen, the surgeons, what they're going to do for the procedure, pre and post, all that. Then they sit you back in the waiting room and they tell you, oh yes, you will talk to the consultant about payment plans, the pricing of it. And so that's what happened. So you wait back in the waiting room maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and the consultant will bring you in and they'll call your name and bring you in, and they talk about the prices for you, the payment plans you can have. And they use Fairstone as a payment plan, so if you guys can't pay the full price, then the payment plan is really great for you because they have something with 0% interest rate. I'm not sure how it goes for you guys, but that's what was for me, so I'm just going to share that with you guys. So that's why it took 2 hours. You basically sign in, which is like 5 to 10 minutes of signing in, and then you sit down and do your consultation form, and they bring you in for the routine checkup. Doctor sees it, brings you in, talks you down about everything, a little bit more examination, and then approval, talks to you about how the procedure works. Sit back in the waiting room, consultant, payment plan, and then you're done. So yeah, that was the whole checkup. That's why it took 2 hours. But it was really fun, actually. I thought it was going to take forever because 2 hours seems like forever, but it was so quick and it was actually really fun for me. I was just nervous for no reason, and I think that's why I kind of like giggled a lot the whole time, because I was so nervous, and that's what I do when I'm nervous sometimes. So anyway, so I decided to go ahead with it, and tomorrow's my surgery, so what I have to do is remove these lashes, so I will take you guys along for the journey. So watch me get my lashes removed today. I don't have much left, but yeah. This is so weird. I have not had no lashes in probably 3 years now, because I literally took a break just having the baby, and then yeah. But yeah, here we are, and I will see you guys tomorrow. It's 9 a.m. on Thursday, April 10th, and we just headed to get some quick breakfast because I have to be there for 3 hours, so this girl ain't here to starve. Daniel was with me, but he was just recovering from some stomach problems, so I ended up just driving us both there with him beside me. They were quite adamant about arriving at the exact time, so we just parked in the front and finished breakfast and drank a ton of water prior to going in. So at this time, we're just gonna head in now, and basically they just ask you and confirm all of your personal information and basically go through another consultation form, which is similar to the first one you do at your first initial consultation. And then you enter the waiting area where you spend majority of your time waiting, either going into routine checkup or waiting for the doctor, the consultant, and you be doing all your consultation forms in here and prior to the operation area and the room. Basically, my friend told me it reminds her of like an airport. So I'm basically finishing all my consultation forms and then handing it to the front and waiting for the doctor. And once I'm done with the doctor, I kind of return back to this waiting area anyways.
So at this point, I handed in my consultation forms, and now I have been called into the room. And in the room, the doctor just basically goes through all of the precautions, any protocols, stop, and how the surgery works. And basically there's two different doctors that do the surgery, or surgeons that will do the surgery, and she just introduces who will be my surgeon and what method he would use for the surgery. She also checks my eyes and see if all of the levels, I guess, of my eyes are still healthy as we spoke of and ready to go for surgery that day.
Yeah, usually tends to subside in about 4 to 6 hours, give or take, after surgery. We do give patients a really intense numbing drop. It's called such a thing that comes in a bubble. So I usually say that one, just leave it for the night. I find most people don't use it, but it's just more so knowing that the option is there. And what I mean by the night is if you wake up in the middle of the night and your eyes are closed, like instant relief. Yeah, that's where that comes in handy. One drop in each eye and then you drive over Tylenol. But
So once you're done with the doctor here who approves you and goes through the rundown, she'll bring you back to the waiting room area where you wait about 10-15 minutes for the nurse to bring you back into the operating room area, where she'll prep you for the surgery, put lubricating drops and numbing drops, and basically check that you have everything you need to take home for your recovery time. And once you're in the operating room area, they give you 2 stress balls for when you're feeling any anxiety or anything, but really you're in the room for 10 minutes tops and you're in and out in no time. So here is the operating room area where you wait prior to surgery, and here I'm just waiting. And once you're done, you just kind of go into a dark room for 20 minutes to just settle in to your new eyes. Then they bring you into a quick checkup, and here I am being picked up and looking good.
Going to your post-op check next day. So they prescribe you the Lasik. This one is a cortisol steroid which helps with inflammation. You apply every hour, and it's just to stop any inflammation in your eye so you don't feel any pressure. And then the second one is the Zymarm. This one's an antibacterial drop which helps to kill any bacteria and stop the repair of the DNA from the bacteria so they don't reproduce in your eye. So that's what it does, and it's every 4 hours. When you are going to bed, don't worry about it, just go to sleep. Next morning, do it again. And this is the Sustain where every doctor or optometrist tells you to use to hydrate your eyes as a lubricant. And this one you can use as much as you need. If you feel really dry, you want to keep dropping it. So yeah, that is that. I'll kind of show you how my eye looks right now. I don't want to touch it, but you can see the redness in the eyes. It's bruised. That's just the vessels, just broken vessels that when they were doing the pressure on your eye, when they're stabilizing your eye in place to cut the flap. So that's not to worry about. It will heal in a couple of days. But it kind of feels like something's in your eye, which is kind of irritating. But otherwise, everything is good. I can see. Everything is pain-free. I mean, yesterday, right after surgery, when I got home, it was really agitating. So I just tried to close my eyes to fall asleep. But otherwise, everything seems good. And I'm going to do my follow-up right now. Hey guys, so today's day 2 post-op surgery, and I can fully see now without my glasses. I can go drive. They say that 30 minutes at a time. So I only went to the gym, did my workout, and just came back. It wasn't too bad. The only thing is my eyes were quite dry, which is agitating sometimes because it's like you have to put lubricating drops in. So I always have Sustain with me all times. Now I'm still doing the Lasik. So you want to do it for 7 days at least, and the Zymarm. So it's the anti-inflammatory and antibacterial drops. And yeah, that is that. I feel really good about it. It's not painful or anything. The only thing is just dry eyes, which is quite normal after having LASIK, so it's very curable. So you just have to lubricate your eyes more often, which is, you know, it's given because we're in Alberta, and Alberta unfortunately has really dry climates. But other than that, I do really approve of LASIK. It's one of my, I would say it's one of the most easiest surgeries, and super quick and really great downtime. So I only have to take 3 days post for full recovery, and yeah, that's really it. That's all I have to say. I'm super happy with it. Aside from, I think the only thing is when going into surgery and going in with the doctor, they kind of say, approve you, like your eyes are healthy, super good candidate for LASIK. But I would say that when introducing the actual machines, he failed to do that. And then he had a nurse who helped him. His helper nurse kind of, it's interesting because like she didn't introduce herself, which, you know, I felt like, okay, well, if you're going to be touching me, like at least introduce yourself, you know what I mean? So yeah, she was just there, and she just tells you to lay down, and yeah, without introducing the machines, he just kind of like, when you're laying down, he'll be like, okay, you're going to be in this machine, which is the first laser that's going to do the incision for the flap, and then the second is this machine and it'll do the cornea. But aside from like that quick introduction, you don't actually physically like see it. It's like when you're propped up already and you're like, okay, this one's the machine that will do it, and then this one, you know, I'm kind of like a visual person, so I need to see things. And when they were putting the modalities in my eye, they didn't show that as well, and they taped down one eye and they didn't tell you that they would. So the lady, it's like when you lay down, she just kind of quickly put the tape and the cotton ball onto your eye, so your eye will be closed and stuff. But other than that, it's like, yeah, I think that's the only thing I would say about them. And with the follow-up, so you get a follow-up appointment the next day, 24 hours after your surgery. Typically 24 hours. I went like a little earlier, but because mornings work best for me. So you go in and they kind of do like a check to see if there's any wrinkles in your eye, and if there is, then it basically means the flap has moved. So I'm not sure what happens with that. Again, they don't tell you that, so that's what they failed to tell you as well. But most people don't have complications if you follow the post-op procedures and what you're supposed to be doing. So yeah, I did that, and everything seems to be healthy. Just a little inflammation in my eyes still. So again, the steroid cortisol drops are great to help with the anti-inflammatory situation, so it'll go down within a couple of days. And when I was reading the post-procedure protocols that they give you, the sheets, they typically tell you after 24-hour post-op follow-up with them, they check your eyes, you know, routine stuff, and then typically they'll show you how to clean your eyes. They tell you to go in without cleaners because you don't really want your eye, but they said that they will teach us how to clean it, and then they'll approve you for driving. So none of that was done, which I was kind of like shocked. I was like, so can I drive? In my head, I'm thinking that. I mean, I could have asked that too, but I wasn't really thinking about it because I was just happy that my eyes were like healthy still. So I think that's about it. So yeah, ask all your questions when you go in, making sure like what's going to happen if the flap is wrinkled, or, you know, whatever you want to know. If you are more of the information type, whereas I'm just more of the visual learner, so I'm like, okay, everything seems good, so I'm feeling great. So as long as the doctor says everything's looking good, I feel great about it. But you get a 2-week follow-up after that, and then a 1-year follow-up after that. And then after all of those, if you choose to go with like a lifetime warranty, you do have to do bi-yearly checkups in order to be a good candidate for the lifetime warranty, and it's forever. So yeah, I will be doing that. But basically, that is how my LASIK went. So if you guys are looking into LASIK, that is my journey with LASIK empty. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this was informative, and thank you for following me on my journey with LASIK. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Hey guys, I'm just wearing my blue light glasses if you're wondering why I still have glasses. But these are my blue light glasses, there's no prescription on it. I can see really well without my glasses, so this is just to protect my eyes from the screen I'm using right now. But I wanted to tell you the backstory of going into my consultation. So prior to my consultation, I did a whole bunch of research of getting a lens replaced. So the lens, actual lens inside our eyes, we have a lens inside to replace that, to have the prescription so we can see without glasses. Anyways, so going into the consultation, I did the regular routine checkup, and then the doctor pulls you in to do a little more health assessment with your eyes. And yeah, so she goes, oh, you've been approved for, she didn't say what it was, but she just assumed that I was getting the regular Lasik eye surgery, because I guess that's the most general public that would get that kind of surgery. So she's doing the rundown procedure of how a Lasik eye surgery would work. And I started noticing, hey, that's not the RLE. And I'm like, oh, is this not for the RLE? And she goes, oh, is that what you scheduled your consultation for? And I said, yeah. I was expecting to do an RLE. Can I get approved for that? And she goes, oh no, you're not a good candidate for it. And I said, oh, okay, no worries. And then she proceeds to continue with the Lasik eye surgery procedure. And then she goes, she's like, well, if you wanted an RLE, like, your prescription isn't that bad. So I was like, oh, should I be waiting till my prescription is that bad? I'm like, I'm pretty bad. I'm like permanently with my glasses. Like, I can't see without the glasses, so that's pretty bad. It's pretty blind. And then she's just laughing at me. So then she continues down and she goes, but then when you get to age 40, your eyes are gonna get bad. And I'm like, oh, and then we get the RLE then. And she's just laughing at me because she's like, girl, why are you so obsessed with the surgery? Like, you are a good candidate for LASIK. It's less downtime, less recovery time, and you can do both eyes at once. And plus, you're like, it's for people who are old, who are seniors, to get an RLE because you can damage your retina. And I said, oh, I see. In my head, I'm thinking that we can get an RLE just because one of my close friends, she got an RLE, and it was so funny because I messaged her after, or she asked me how the consult went, and I'm telling her about it, and she's like, yeah, girl, my prescription's like -10. Okay. Little side note, mine's only -4, so yeah, I see that. I see the comparison now. It's not that bad.